It's the most powerful show on television. High drama, with intense energy. A show dedicated to a few brave souls who risk their lives for the sake of their craft. Its in-depth reporting goes to the core and unlocks the mysteries behind today's raciest sport. Motorsports. Catch it when you can.
Speed Station welcomes you to Pocono Raceway for the running of the Gander RV Duel number 1. And for a breakdown of the Pocono doubleheader format, we are going to have two 40-lap races, each one with a stage at the conclusion of lap 20. However, that stage will not bring a caution, and Gander RV Duel number 2 will not have a qualifying session. The way the starting lineup will be set will be all of the lead lap finishers of today's race inverted. The two winners at Pocono last season composed the front row, with Denny Hamlin winning the pole above Kyle Busch. Then Brad Keselowski third, William Byron, Daniel Suarez, Brandon Jones, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Jimmy Johnson, and Eric Jones round out the top 10.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
And there's the green flag at Pocono. Keselowski already taking a look to the inside of Hamlin, going 3 wide for the lead down the front straight. Almost 4 wide with Christopher Bell trying to force in on the inside. Denny Hamlin taking the lead through the middle. Carrying momentum off the outside line on the exit of turn 1. A lot of 3 wide action going on around mid-pack as we enter turn number 2. Looks like Kyle Busch is going to take up second, exiting turn number 2. William Byron around the outside takes up third spot. And coming off turn number 3, Denny Hamlin will lead lap 1. Here comes Brandon Jones making a move up onto the inside of the 24. The yellow flag is out. We had an incident entering turn number 1. I believe it involved Ross Chastain. So coming off the final corner in the race back to the flag, Denny Hamlin is still your leader. Kyle Busch with a close second above William Byron, Brandon Jones, and Brad Keselowski. Entering turn 1 to start lap 2, the 55 and 43 cars of Wallace and Chastain make contact, entering the first corner. Turning Chastain around up into the outside wall and taking Wallace with him. Ryan Newman swerved heavily and made slight contact with the outside wall as well. And then on the cool down, entering turn 1, the 96 of Drew Herring gets turned around by Jimmy Johnson. Right up in front of Johnson's teammate Alex Bowman, knocking the 88 car out of the race and causing damage to the 22 of Joey Logano. And the first car out of the pits is Denny Hamlin getting out in front of Kyle Busch, then William Byron, Brandon Jones, and Christopher Bell going up into 5th. Green flag. William Byron with a run on Kyle Busch entering turn number 1. But Brandon Jones goes 3 wide down to the inside. Coming off turn 1, it is now a battle down the Long Pond straightaway between the 24 and 18. The 24 side drafts Kyle Busch entering turn 2. But the 18 car will take up second. Christopher Bell powering around the outside line to take up third, with Eric Jones taking up 4th. Cole Custer is hitting pit road. There must be an issue on the 41 car, and the 21 has been turned around down the front straight. Caution flag is back out. And in the race back to the caution flag, it is still Denny Hamlin above Kyle Busch, then Christopher Bell, Eric Jones, and William Byron. So as you see, there's Cole Custer pitting. That causes several cars up in front of the 21 to start slowing down, including the 77 of Quinn Houff, which DiBenedetto then makes contact with, who spins him down into the 42 of Matt Kenseth, who fully turns the 21 car around, making hard right side and rear end contact into the inside wall. So Denny Hamlin is coming back down pit road while Kyle Busch and the rest of the leaders stay out. So definitely a strategy call by the 11 team of Hamlin. After pitting on that last cycle of stops, Denny Hamlin will restart in 23rd spot. Green flag. Here we go, 3-wide battle for second spot between the 2095 and 24. This is really clearing a good gap for Kyle Busch, who has put about a 0.4 of a second lead above second spot Christopher Bell. Now Bell getting a bit of a push coming from the 2 car of Keselowski to propel him out front of the 20 car of Eric Jones. Just in that one lap, the 24 car of William Byron has fallen all the way to 8th spot. Here comes a move to the inside of Christopher Bell by Brad Keselowski, although it looks like he will cut back into line before they enter turn 1. Whoa, the 14 car gets turned into the outside wall by Kevin Harvick. Caution flag is out as teammates collide. And coming off turn number 3, Kyle Busch will lead the field back to caution above Christopher Bell, Brad Keselowski, Eric Jones, and Brandon Jones. There you see entering turn number 1. That's actually 3 Stewart-Haas cars running 3 wide. Harvick, Boyer, and Almirola. Then in the funnel down to turn 1, the 4 car clips the 14, spinning him out into the outside wall, much like what we saw earlier between Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain, carrying both the 14 and 4 into the outside wall. Then to make matters worse, when the 14 car slides down the track, the 19 car of Martin Truex Jr. clips him. And the first car off pit road is Kyle Busch getting out in front of Christopher Bell, then Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, who has climbed up to 4th, and Eric Almirola in 5th. And under caution, Martin Truex Jr.'s car has blown up and he will now be out of the race. So we are going to have 2 laps to go on the restart to decide who will win Stage 1. But keep in mind that we will not have any stage caution, so nothing will be interrupting the action unless we actually do get a crash. Green flag. Kyle Busch gets a very good jump above Christopher Bell. Now Keselowski taking a look to the inside of the 95 for second as we head off into turn number 1. And William Byron is taking up the 5th spot off of Almirola as the 10 car drops down to 6th position. And there's the white flag in stage 1 for Kyle Busch. Christopher Bell, though, takes a look onto the inside of the 18 entering turn 1. Getting right up alongside the 18 car, but Kyle Busch will carry more momentum off the outside on the exit of turn 1. And coming off the 3rd corner, Kyle Busch will win stage 1 above Christopher Bell, then Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, who is battling alongside William Byron for the 4th position. Take a look at who is running in 7th position. That is Myatt Snyder in the number 93 car for RSS Racing, getting a pretty good run going right now for that RCR affiliate. Brandon Jones has just raced his way back up into the top 10, getting around last week's winner, Kyle Larson. Take a look at Quinn Houff getting a very good run out of that 77 car, currently running in 15th spot. Jimmy Johnson making a move around the outside of the 1 car of Kurt Busch to move up into 10th spot. Not a very good day going so far for the top runners in points, with Joey Logano currently running 20th, Denny Hamlin running 21st, and Ryan Blaney, who currently runs in 25th spot. And the 10 car of Almirola has dropped down to 8th spot, with the 20 car of Eric Jones moving up into 7th. Here comes a run down the front straight by the 24 car to the inside of the 9. Now the 81 car of Brandon Jones trying to make it 3 wide into turn 1. And still Chase Elliott holding the 4th spot off the 24. And with a big run around the outside, looks like the 20 car of Eric Jones is going to take up 5th. Now 3 wide into turn number 3. William Byron backs out, back down to 2 wide with the 20 car of Eric Jones taking up 4th. And Chase Elliott has now fallen down to 6th with the 81 car taking up 5th. And look at Jan Magnussen, who currently runs in 35th. If he can stay in front of race leader Kyle Busch, he will start on the pole for tomorrow's second duel. But if he falls 1 lap down, that's the difference between starting on the pole and starting 35th. Now Eric Jones to the inside of Brad Keselowski through turn 2. Keselowski holds better momentum coming off the corner to retain the spot. 3rd and back got slightly slowed up by the lap car of Ross Chastain, bringing his 55 off pit road. That brought quite a few of these cars together, with the 81 challenging the 20 for 4th. And now Kyle Busch is bringing it on to pit road. Christopher Bell decides to stay out. Coming in with Busch is Chase Elliott, William Byron, Myatt Snyder, Kyle Larson, and Daniel Suarez. Yellow flag is out, though. The moment those guys pit, the caution flag has come out. In the race back to the flag, it was Christopher Bell, but Brad Keselowski, Eric Jones, Brandon Jones, and Eric Almirola. So Austin Dillon was going to be pitting this lap. So he abruptly slows up entering turn 3 and gets rammed by Matt Kenseth in the 42, spinning both those cars around in turn 3. Massively messing with the pit strategy. So now all the lead lap cars that did not pit on the last cycle hit pit road, including Bell, Keselowski, and both Joneses. And the first car off pit road is Christopher Bell, getting out in front of Keselowski, Eric Jones, and Eric Almirola. However, the lead is actually going to be held by Kyle Busch, who pitted slightly before the caution flag fell. And because he did not have to pit on this cycle, he will now be the leader above Chase Elliott, then Myatt Snyder, William Byron, Kyle Larson, and Daniel Suarez. So the strategy actually played into the hands of Kyle Busch, and as you recall, he won due to some off-strategy pit calls at Kentucky. So this definitely seems to be the way he likes to win races. Although he, once again, like Kentucky, has a lot of lap traffic in front of him that will definitely slow him up. Do you believe that through pit strategy, Timothy Peters currently runs in 9th? The last 2 weeks he's been getting really good runs out of that 87. So when we go back green, we're only going to have 5 laps to go here at Pocono. Green flag, just 5 laps to go. Kyle Busch already takes a dive move to the inside of the 32 to try to get around some of these lap cars. Chase Elliott will follow him to the inside. Kyle Busch got pinched down on the exit of turn number 1 by Ty Dillon. That's going to let the 9 car of Chase Elliott build a pretty big run entering turn 2. Chase Elliott is right on the back bumper of the 18 car of Kyle Busch. Busch dives to the inside, trying to weave the draft away from the 9 car. Going extremely wide back in the pack. Very surprised they did not make contact right there as they went 4 wide, getting around the lap car, the 13. Now just 1 lap car between Kyle Busch and Clean Air, that being the 55 of Chastain. That might be Chase Elliott's last opportunity to take the lead. So now, the 18 car of Kyle Busch has cleared the 55 car of Ross Chastain and has Clean Air on the front end of that 18. Now just 2 laps to go. The gap separating first and second is a little bit over 1 second between the 18 and 9. And there's the white flag at Pocono for Kyle Busch. Still, Chase Elliott has not been able to get around the lap car of Chastain. Oh, we got trouble in the back. Jimmy Johnson has crashed, along with Corey LaJoie and several others. And coming off of turn number 3, Kyle Busch, for the 2nd year in a row, will win the first Gander RV Duel at Pocono. And coming off turn number 1 on the last lap, John Hunter Nemechek gets into the 32 car of Corey LaJoie, spinning him down into Jimmy Johnson, as Jimmy Johnson spins and manages to miss the oncoming traffic. So Kyle Busch wins his 2nd race of the year above Chase Elliott with a season-best 2nd. Above Daniel Suarez, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Matt DiBenedetto, Myatt Snyder finishing in 8th, Brad Keselowski 9th, and Eric Jones round out the top 10. Don't forget Timothy Peters finishing 11th for Nemco. So Ryan Blaney is still your point leader by 12 points above his teammate Joey Logano. Denny Hamlin remains in 3rd. Kyle Busch with his 2nd win moves up to 4th in points. Matt DiBenedetto moves up to 5th. Daniel Suarez climbs to 6th. Clint Boyer stays in 7th. Chase Briscoe falls all the way down to 8th. Chris Buescher falls down to 9th, and Kevin Harvick moves his way up to 10th. So obviously no one else is locked into the playoffs because we had a repeat winner with Kyle Busch winning again. But take a look at the cutoff. With Chase Briscoe 30 points above, Chris Buescher is only 27. Then Ross Chastain is 27 points out. Kurt Busch is 33 points out. Ryan Newman is 45 points out. And 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson is 68 points out of the playoffs. The next race is the Gander RV Duel number 2 from Pocono Raceway. Catch it all right here on the Speed Station.